Okay, it says I'm live now, so here we go. It's been quite some time since the last episode of ravenhawk6910 live, so I think 2017 was the last time I did any kind of a stream. But I've been having fun with Crossed Anchors and GFW Trains and those guys going on their streams. So, we'll just give it a shot here and see what happens. So, I'm in the middle of editing a couple of videos for you guys. So I'm just going to be working on those, and we can chat in stream. Any of you guys that happen to jump on the stream, by all means, feel free. So I see we've already got a couple of viewers. Fred and Mom's here as well. So hello, Mama C. So thank you guys for dropping by. So we've actually got quite a few people coming by, so that's even better. So thanks, guys, for showing up. So today I'm just working on videos, like I mentioned, trying to get something done that I've meant to upload years ago, which was my trip aboard Amtrak when I rode from Birmingham, Alabama, or from Gainesville, Georgia to Birmingham, Alabama. So I'm just sitting here working on that a little bit. I dug the files out, first time in years. I've been doing all right, Fred. This weather, I mean, it's really cold here right now, but it certainly could be a lot worse than we've had it compared to some other people. So I guess we're lucky in that respect. Let me just adjust my volume here real quick while I work on this stuff. Adam, the GS1's been treating me fairly good. The review for that is going to be coming out fairly soon. I've got a few other videos that are taking higher priority. One of the ones that will be coming out fairly soon is the Canadian Pacific Military SD70 ACE review. So those will be coming out soon. These things are just awesome. And if they were going to be the very last SD70s that MTH makes, which, I mean, let's be honest, that's probably going to happen, I think they picked a good way to go out. So these engines are fantastic, typical MTH construction, and I love them. They're just really cool. In fact, I'll just go ahead and put 7021 right here behind me. It's not going to be sitting on any tracks, but, what the heck. So how fast does the GS1 go? I haven't really done a speed test. I kind of don't really want to risk breaking it. So, it will go as fast as the controller, which is me, will let it, I guess. So you got that going for it. Let's see here. Let me drop in a couple of video files here. Forgive my unprofessionalism here. Hey, RJ's here. What's up, RJ? And Steam King 2160 is also here. How's it going, guys? Thanks for dropping by. So let's see here. Let me grab a couple of files here. Yeah, I worked on this. I shot this video back in 2016? Yeah, 2016. And I just ended up not doing anything with it. And it's a trip on Amtrak from Gainesville to Birmingham, Alabama, and back. So, and really the main reason I didn't do anything with it is because I just wasn't satisfied with the trip itself. I mean, the videos I got are just fine, but some of the experience I had on the train was interesting at best. So a lot of the crews just were not very friendly. So I just didn't feel like uploading anything related to that trip. So, it is what it is, but, better late than never. So yesterday I pre-ordered one of the new Vision Line boxcars from the 2021 lineup catalog, Missouri Pacific. I've actually ordered that exact same car, Steam King. I think that's going to be a cool car. What is the service on an Amtrak train like? I think it varies personally depending on which route you are on, because obviously the crews make or break the experience. I've had a lot of friends tell me that the Midwest and West Coast trains have really good crews. But my personal experience riding the Crescent, once you got south of Atlanta, the crews were fairly friendly. I mean, they were fine because obviously they changed crews in Atlanta. But the crews coming out of New York City were very sassy. Let's put it that way. And I will leave it at that. So, you're taking the Acela next week up to New York from DC. Have fun with that, RJ. That's going to be cool. I had hoped to be able to ride the Acela before the old ones went out of service, but don't think that's going to happen. So, but you know, it is what it is. Hey, John Overman. Hey, Alex, you're here today. How's it going? You've seen good crews on the Carolinian. I've heard good things about the Carolinian. I've filmed it a couple of times and photographed it over the years, but I haven't done anything to feature it on the channel, and it's been a long time since I've done even that. So, insider sources say you still have a few years to ride the old ones. Well, that's good because I really would like to do that. I don't want to ride the new Avalia Liberties as well when they come because those trains look awesome in my opinion. So hopefully I'll be able to in the next year, maybe two. I'd love to take the Crescent up to New York. Well, take the Crescent up to Washington, then change to the Acela and head up to New York. So, and then spend a couple days in New York City because I've never been there before. So I think it would be pretty cool to do. So we shall see. Hopefully someone will buy an original set off of Amtrak. You know, I've heard talk that the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania in Strasburg, they might get an Acela. The Heartland Flyer crews were really good. Yeah, they were actually, just from my experience at the station, they were really, really nice. And from what you told me when you rode, Mom, the crews were very friendly on your trip. That looks like a very nice little ride to do that. I hope to go back to Oklahoma someday. Stephen Williams, you're here. How's it going, dog? Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. So, yeah, the Heartland Flyer is a really good trip. I mean, I wish I could have done more filming when I was up there, but, you know, it is what it is, you know, but it was still a really fun trip. Great Smokies had some sassy employees when my wife and I rode back in January. You know, I haven't been up to Great Smoky Mountains since, oh gosh. Mom, you're on the stream right now. When was the last time we went up there? I know it was Bryson City, and we rode one of the Christmas trains when they first started going. Was that 2005 or 2004? I can't quite remember. I want to say it was 2005. Hey, Vincent, good to see you. Welcome to the stream. So, but yeah, they really changed their attitude up there at Great Smoky Mountains for a few years. And they seem to be more, granted, they have to be in it for the money because obviously they need money to keep operating. But it just seems to me that they went from a family-run operation, which it was for several years, to a business. So, and they were just in it for that business model, and that was really it. Hey, Sid, good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. It would have been in the late 90s. No, it wasn't the late 90s, because you remember David and I went up there as well one time, and that was just before they stopped running out of Dillsboro. So, better yet, how many of the 20 train sets will survive? Are you talking about the Acelas, Steam King? Hopefully at least one. But we'll see about that. So let me I've been sitting here chatting and not really doing much video editing. So but that's okay. I'm not in this to work my butt off and not interact. I'm just taking this as kind of a casual pace today. Don't really know how long I'm going to stream. But, you know, I just thought it'd be something fun to do. Last rode in 2003, ended up talking with a lot of workers about plans for the lines. Personally, I think GSMR's target audience is younger couples. I can see that, especially for like the Nantahala Gorge trains or the dinner trains. You know, they want to attract people to there, and they also want to attract younger people for like the Day Out with Thomas events, which, I mean, they have to. That's how they make their money. And obviously, if you want to keep operating, you've got to bring in that younger generation as well. You can't just focus on the old ways. You've got to innovate and bring in new people as well. But, you know, it would help to be a little more friendly in the process, if you ask me. So, hey, Rob, thanks for watching the videos. And thanks for coming to the stream. Really appreciate it. But I don't know, maybe one of these days I'll get back up to Great Smoky Mountains. I just really haven't seen the need to. But, you know, who knows what the future might hold. Apparently, hold on, I'm having problems reading here. Murphy is somehow still on the table, apparently, for the newer casinos, but COVID has really hurt that, apparently. On top of that, 777 is retiring. Yeah, 777 is being retired, but they ran 777 into the ground, honestly. Hey, Jason, thanks for coming by. But I do know they got another GP35 in recently that they're going to start rebuilding. I also really like that they got one of the ex-Amtrak Bud dining cars as well. So that was really cool. Let me just do a quick little cut right here in this video I'm working on. Been in the cab of Big Boy 4006, Challenger 3977, and Allegheny 1604. That's pretty cool. I've only seen one Big Boy in person, and that was the 4012 at Steamtown. I'd like to see 4014 eventually, but who knows. 711 was supposed to pull our train, but had a critical mechanical error as well. We chased it back to Dillsboro. Interesting. Well, Alex, if you're heading out, have fun. Thanks for dropping by. Good to see you again, brother. Let's meet up sometime. It was good running into you at Legacy Station the other day as well. So, okay, let's see. The stream's really making my editing software lag a little bit, so I will just go ahead and save that right here. And I'll just get back to that later, and I'll just spend some time chit-chatting instead, which is fun in and of itself. All right, Mom, you're checking out as well. I'll catch up with you a little bit later. Hey, Sean, how's it going? Saw 4012 in 2003. Went to HSC. We do need to hang out sometime. Hopefully someday soon. Things have just been super busy as of late. Life just gets in the way. Let's see. Let me move some stuff around here really quick. Burnsy, how you doing, Burnsy? Yeah, I've seen 1218 in person as well when it was when I went up there for the first time. I haven't seen 2156, and I never got up there to stream any, or to film any when 2156 was up there. But, you know, it is what it is. Is that a Bluebonnet GP30 picture on the wall? It is, actually. Funny story about that. I've got that at an antique store. It was just sitting in there mixed in with a bunch of, you know, older MPC or a Lionel stuff. So I I just decided to grab it. It's a really cool picture. Let me go and take it off the wall here really quick. So, but I just thought it was a cool piece. Here we go. So yeah, this is it. Ooh, got a bit of a glare right there. So there's that. You know, it's cool. I like it. I kind of jokingly say that someone hawked off their picture of their great aunt Santa Fe to the antique store. So it works out quite well. I really like it. And it's got a little like cardboard stand on the back for it as well. But I like to just hang it up here on the wall. Kind of works. There we go. If I can get it back up on the wall. So, but hopefully I'll be able to get this video pumped out fairly soon. I've also got some other video plans coming. Like I'm going to be, someone asked last night in the comments of one of my short videos about the Cotton Belt Bicentennial SD45-2, SD45T-2, excuse me. And I'm going to be doing a review video of that as well. And, but I'm waiting until I get another piece in because my same friend that sold me this engine also had the U25B in the Bicentennial scheme. So I'm waiting until that comes in because I bought that model off of him. So I'm waiting until that comes in. And then once it does, I'll review both of them in the same video. Kind of do like a big SP Bicentennial review, if you will. I wish somebody made the GP40P-2 that was also in the Bicentennial scheme in O scale, but you know, what can you do? Let me get back to the chat here real quick. What do you think is the rarest piece in my collection? Interesting question. I don't think there's like a super rare item or anything like that. I mean, I do have, since it's relatively here in reach, let me grab this here. I do have the gold New York Central Hudson that I got recently, which is, I mean, I absolutely love this thing. This is definitely one of those that I never thought I was going to get my hands on, but it was just a right place, right time kind of situation. I'll set it just right here. But, you know, I don't think there's anything super rare or super valuable that I have. You know, I mainly just buy what I want to buy. You know, I don't really hunt for rare stuff. You know, I certainly don't think I would ever have an original 700E in my collection because it's like, what am I going to do with it? I do have a pre-war Lionel 1700 Junior Streamliner that's sitting on my fireplace mantle. But, you know, I don't run it that much, mainly because I don't want anything to happen to it, because it was like the second or maybe third O-gauge piece I got. So just wanted to stop by briefly and say hi. I got to get back to shoveling out of Chicago. Later, train dog. All right, Steven. So be careful with that. I know y'all are having it pretty rough up there right now with the cold, so bundle up. I'm going to be honest, New York Central's Hudsons were the golden child of the New York Central. Also were the Mohawks and the Niagaras. Yeah, they certainly were. Gold seems to be an odd color for a steam locomotive because as soon as the fire is raised, it's not going to be gold anymore. Well, that's true, but you know, this is a model. It's just for fun. And it's a cool piece. Yes, one in the Angus back there are certainly hard to come across. Yes, they are. In fact, the Angus was actually the very first O-gauge steam engine I ever bought. I got very lucky and found that at a train show that I was working at the time. I was still working for a model train shop at the time. And picked that up at a train show, and that was the first scale steam locomotive I ever got. Now, my first O-gauge piece that I got in general was this. The post-war 2020 S2 steam turbine. So that was cool. But that was the first scale one I got that had sound and command control. Now the S1 just came in recently. I got that in a collection from Legacy Station. Got a fairly good price on it. I'm going to send that off to Sid's Trains here soon. I need to send off my C&O T1. We've talked about that for a long time, and I just haven't been able to do it yet. But Sid's going to be helping me get that piece going. That's one of the ones I got from the MTH liquidation auction. So that's going to be cool. And then I'll send the S1 off shortly thereafter. 4460 is a really cool steam engine. That's actually a favorite of mine, the Lost Daylight, even though it actually was not a Daylight. But definitely an odd locomotive for sure. So let's see if I can pronounce this right. Automus? Did I say that right? Hopefully I didn't. Hopefully I didn't butcher your name. I try to, not butcher people's names. But anyways, welcome to the stream. So right, you're not going to be the only one that's going to be poor due to Sid. But Sid does really quality work, and he's proven that time and time again. And he's also turned out to be a pretty good friend of mine. So he really supports my videos, and I really appreciate that. Every little bit helps, and I'm doing this for fun more than anything else. So, but hopefully, once I get my tax return, I'll be able to send off the CNOT1 and get that thing worked on. Wallet Witness Protection Club. Yes, you definitely got that right. So, you can call me Johnny. Okay, Johnny go, Johnny go. I shall do that. Let's see. As the last Chicago and Illinois Midland survivor. That's definitely an interesting road. It's interesting how many of these smaller railroads end up in preservation and how many of them don't. I certainly would have never thought personally that Tag 80 would have been preserved, the one that's at the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum. But it was. It sat there for almost a decade, over a decade actually, but they finally got it going. But better eventually than never. It's certainly better than the scrap pile. Got a local guy working on a piece for me. If he comes up short, it's going to Sid. Favorite steam locomotive? That's a tough one. I really don't have a specific favorite. As far as maybe a preserved engine, 630 and 4501 are definitely up there towards the top. I also like the Gainesville Midland 210Os because obviously the Gainesville Midland was my hometown railroad. But obviously I like the Challengers, the larger stuff as well. For me, I just like oddball stuff. I like anything that's unusual. And it's funny that someone just brought this up in the chat. Thank you for mentioning that, by the way, Philip. The SDL-39. Yes, I did pre-order one of the Scale Trains SDL-39s. I pre-ordered the Wisconsin Central one, which, here, I'll show the specific one that I've ordered because they did artwork for it. Well, artwork, I say. They did a model of it. Let's see. There you go. That's the one I've pre-ordered right there. So that's going to be really cool. And I've also pre-ordered this Wabtec GECX Demo ET44AC. And before anyone asks, no, I'm not switching back to HO full-time, okay? That's just, there are certain reasons why I left HO 5 years ago, or maybe even 6 years ago at this point, over 6. And those reasons still stand today, but I like O-scale better. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not blind to the fact of what HO has done since my departure, which is one reason why I got that Scale Train C39-8. In fact, I've got a second one that's coming, but it's currently stuck in the mail in Texas because of the snowstorms. But I love the C39, and the C39 is one of those engines I know I can't get in O-scale unless I did some serious custom building, which I don't have the skills to do. I'm a collector / operator. I'm not very good at custom building. So the C39 is just one of those engines I can't get in O-scale. So that's why I got them. I can't get an SDL39 without customizing. I can get an ET44, but it's the really crappy Lionel starter set ones. Which, I'm still not going to lie, if Lionel did do the CN Heritage units on the ET44, I would at least get the British Columbia one, because I do like that one. But, you know, I'm still an O-scale guy. I like the size. I like the sounds. But that doesn't mean I can't double dip and be a multi-gauger. And I've been a multi-gauger at this point for several years off camera. Because some of y'all may remember, I do have the N-scale brass Amtrak P42. I've got... Now, I talked about this engine, but I never got around to reviewing it. I meant to, but it just kind of fell off the priority list. But the Kato N-scale SDF 40-2 in the Maersk Sealand paint scheme. I also bought this one. And I got it because I know I can't get an SDP 40F in O-scale unless I customized or maybe even bought brass. And I'm certainly not against buying brass, but I don't have that kind of money to shell out on a regular basis. And you know, it's not that I don't like doing custom builds either, because I still have the Winnebago cab that I got 3D printed that's eventually going to go on an MTH F40. But, you know, I like to take my time with stuff, but I also like rushing things, and a rush job is a bad job. So... And that was another reason why I left HO, was because I bogged myself down with custom jobs, and I shouldn't have done that. Let's see. If memory serves me right, you have some G-scale stuff. Yeah, I do have some G. I had a G-scale Amtrak P42 from LGB, but I sold that engine last year at some point, strictly because I just wasn't using it anymore. I got my enjoyment out of it, and it was certainly really fun to have, but it was huge. It was a really big locomotive. Now, I do still have a couple of smaller pieces of G. I have a Southern Railway Critter from Aristocraft, and I have a Aristocraft Southern Pacific Daylight Eggliner. But, you know, that's just sort of a side hobby for me. Sort of like the in-scale and HO stuff. It's a side hobby. Nothing that I'm going to really commit to in the long run. For the long run, I'm an O-scale guy. So, but you know, I think it's kind of fun to double dip a little bit and see what else is out there. Kind of broaden your horizons a little bit. So, but you know, to each their own. Not everybody ticks the same way. And that's just how I happen to tick. But yeah, I think it'll be a good thing, and I'm planning a big review video for those two Scale Train C39s. I've already filmed that one video that I shot up at Ed Painter's layout, which, first of all, big thanks to Ed for allowing me to do that. That was really cool for him to give me access to his layout for that. They've actually featured his layout in a lot of the Scale Train's promotional videos, like the promotional video that was done up for the SDL39 and the CSX Pride and Service units. That was on Ed's layout. So, yeah, it was really cool to get to run on that layout a little bit. And these two boxcars right here that were in the video, got a Southern Railway and a Western Pacific. I got these from Drayton over at Delay and Block Productions. So, thanks, Drayton, for those. And, you know, it's just going to be a cool video. I've got another section of that review that I need to film when that other SDL39 C39 comes in, but I'm still obviously waiting for it to show up at this point. So once it does, I do have plans. I'm going to go to another layout because that engine is just straight DC, so I can't run it on Ed's layout. And also I want to be able to run it on another layout and make it just a more interesting review, because the layout I'm going to, it's a fully finished layout that has scenery and everything else, but it just accommodates DC engines, so it's an older layout. But I think it's going to be fun nonetheless. So be on the lookout for that in a few weeks. And then obviously the CP military units, the GS1, the SP Bicentennial units. So I got a lot of videos coming down. It's just a matter of working on them, you know. Which 210-4 will be getting a tune-up first? That's going to be the C&O T1. In talking to Sid, we decided that out of the 3 prototype models I got, which was the Royal Hudson, the J1A, and the T1, the T1 is probably the least important out of the 3. So I'm kind of using this as a test bed, if you will. So, you know, if something goes wrong with that engine, not saying that Sid will mess the engine up by any means, but if something is up with that engine and it can't be fixed for whatever reason, or it can't be made operational, then, you know, I haven't lost my favorite one out of the batch. You know, I certainly like the C&O T1 by any means, by all means, but I think I like the J1A more and the Royal Hudson more, mainly because I'm biased to them. And you PRR foamers think you're privileged. I'm not a PRR foamer by any means. But, you know, I just happen to like that engine a little bit more. So that's why I'm going to wait and be patient and give the C&O T1 a chance first. And keep in mind, the T1 was the original design. So I think it would be cool to get the original design going first before the J1A. So, hey, Steven, the artist formerly known as Stevie Weevy Beavy. Good to see you. But I'll be getting the C&O T1 going first. And I've actually already got it boxed up, ready to ship. I just haven't shipped it yet. So, need to get on with that. Hey, Robbie, good to see you there. Ghost Pine Film Productions, good to see you there. Looking forward to the CP military unit video. From what I've seen, MTH has done a pretty good job on them. They really did. Let me grab the Navy unit over here, 7022. And here we go. By the way, guys, go check out Rob's channel, Ghost Pine Film Productions. He's got a fantastic channel on Canadian railroading, and he's also an O-scale guy. But he's also double dipping into HO a little bit as well. So go follow him on YouTube and follow him on Instagram. He's got some great stuff, and I really do mean that, legitimately. But here's 7022. And yeah, they really just... The paint scheme on these models is extraordinary. I love these engines, and the sounds on them are pretty good too. So, in fact, here, we're not doing anything right now. Let me just move some stuff around, and we will fire up 7022 for a minute. Actually get some trains running over here. Okay, let's see. Okay. Let's see. Let me put the gold Hudson up here and turn my power strip on and grab my, whoops, not drop my remote. And let me plug in my DCS system here. I had to unplug it and run conventional a little while ago, so that's why I had to do that. Okay. Let me just make sure I got this right. Pretty sure I do. Excuse me while I'm off camera for a moment. Yeah, we're good. Okay. And let me move this. Excuse my unprofessionalism here. A little behind the scenes look at Ravenhawk, I guess. All right. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and start this up. Yeah, we're going to just take care of you right now. And report you for hate speech, Will. So, bye-bye. Give me just a minute, guys, while I take care of this moron. Call me all you want, Will. I really don't care. Let's just see here. Yeah, unfortunately, you just end up with shit like this from time to time. And we'll just report him for harassment. Sorry about that, guys. Some people are just like that, I'm afraid. All right, let's get back to the important stuff. All right, so back to the show, 7022. So. Yeah, Bernsey, I really just don't give a damn about the haters, honestly. You know, I got more important things to worry about in my life than a bunch of trolls. And I will say one thing to his comment of I'll never get laid doing this. Joke's on you. I've already got a girlfriend, and she's okay with the hobby. But I digress.
Hey guys, if you want to hold off the crossing, we're going to have to meet number 5, over. Okay, stay clear of the crossing. We'll meet number 5 there. Copy this, Metro.
Yeah, this is a cool model, and 7021's got the exact same sound set in it. So it's cool. I really like it. And I'll be taking care of the review video of both of them at the same time. So be on the lookout for that in the near future. Go ahead and shut it down here. What I need to do is I need to get some more smoke fluid because I'm just about out. Because obviously I need to show off them smoke features in the video. But let me just turn my camera back around. There we go. And let's see. Yeah, Sean, just go on ahead if you need to step away. No big deal. But, yeah, I really don't have too much else to allow. So, what are we doing? We've been going for about 40 minutes here. Had an MTH NS SD70 ACE, but didn't have the proper ACE sound set, which I love, so I sold it. Would have kept it if it had one. You know, I will say that that's the thing that HO and N-Scale have gotten right is DCC and sound. The sounds are way more accurate. And with O-Scale, because there was such bitter hatred between Lionel and MTH for so many years, that they couldn't collaborate, and at least with HO and N scale, you can what's the word I'm trying to think of? You can cross run with other systems, basically. You can have an ESU lock sound decoder on an NCE or a Digitrax system just perfectly fine. But, with Lionel, you have to use a Lionel remote, and with MTH, you have to use an MTH remote. So that's kind of where the downfall is, because they should have worked on maybe incorporating DCC early on. But, I didn't make that decision. It was what it was. So, but yeah, Sid, the Erie articulated that is assembled, unlike mine. What'd you do that for? Have you reveled, or have you revealed? I'm so sorry, I butchered that. What you're getting from the Lionel 2021 Volume 1 catalog yet? Yes, I did. I talked about that in a podcast, actually. So I'm going to be getting the American Flyer concept Acela, because I do want to get that. I've got the John Bull set that's on the flat cars, which is the World's Fair set. I've got, gosh, I'm having to think again. Too early in the morning for this. I've got the Amtrak 50th anniversary box car on order. I've got the Missouri Pacific Vision Line box car on order. I've got a Penn Central speeder on order, and I have the Norfolk and Western gondola on order, the Standard O one. So that's going to be cool. I think that's all I ordered. Of course, I'll say that, and I'll realize I forgot something early on. So, but we'll see. But yeah, I did talk about that in that podcast. So if you want to go back and rewatch that, you're more than welcome to. So you finally caved and ordered the Acela, RJ. Good. The more support for the Acela that we can get, the better. Because otherwise, Lionel's just not going to make it. That's the bottom line. So that's why I pre-ordered mine very early on. And, all these people that are complaining about the price, I think it's going to kind of balance itself out in the long run. But, it's sort of a to each their own kind of deal, But I really hope that that Acela actually gets made. I really do, because this could be our last chance for it in O scale. Because if they don't get it this time, then what's their incentive to do it again, especially with the prototype fixing to be retired soon? Let's see. One question, which is totally unrelated. Are you planning to be at TVRM for opening Steam weekend? I'm not sure when the opening Steam weekend is, Stephen. I haven't had a chance to look yet. I've been pretty busy. But it would certainly be cool. I haven't been up to TVRM since I did the dinner train back in August. So we shall see. Who else here loves Pentrex? This guy, I love Pentrex. In fact, one of my personal favorite Pentrex programs is a older one. I don't think it's one they did originally. I think it's one that they got from another film company and then just repackaged it. But it's Southern Pacific Beaumont Hill. It was filmed in 93, I think, back when SP was still leasing power from a whole bunch of other railroads. So you could see Illinois Central power out there. You could see CSX power, Conrail. Some ex-Amtrak Helm leasing GP40s were out there even. So it's a really great program. I really love it. It's one of my favorites. Let's see. I got the Santa Fe version. Fingers crossed that they get enough orders to make them. That Santa Fe War Bonnet one was cool. Should make Ravenhawk a narrator at Pentrex. I would really like that, actually. I would love to do voice acting and narration more frequently. But, it's just one of those things. How do you even get started in that? Several people have said, that I should voice act. And, obviously I voice act on San Juan Branch Line. And I do it all the time. I do impressions all the time. 500 years, I'll give you such a crick in the neck. But again, it's just one of those things. How do you get started with that? I really don't know. And truly, it's a very competitive market when you get into acting. And I'm not sure if I'm really willing to delve into that at this point in my life. Maybe a little bit later. But right now, I crave stability. And that's what I've got currently with my job right now and currently what I'm doing. Now, I'll still do it on the side for fun by any means. But, it's the same reason why I don't make money on YouTube, because I do YouTube for fun. I don't do it for, a job. And if I did start making money off of YouTube, then it would be an obligation, and I would have to make videos that fit the YouTube algorithm so I could get more views, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I just don't really see myself putting myself under that unnecessary stress right now. And more to the point, I absolutely hate with the burning passion of 1,000 suns ads before videos. So, why would I want to subject my subscribers to something that I myself don't even like? It doesn't make any sense. Yes, I've bought YouTube Red, or YouTube Premium, I guess it's called now, so I don't have to deal with any of that. But I still don't like ads. And I know why they're there. I'm not bitching about ads in videos or the reasons why they're there or what have you, because I know that's how the content creator makes money. That's how they make it, is through the ad revenue. I just don't want to do it myself, if that makes sense. So, let's see. Your Amtrak Phase 3 P42 DC from Brass. Can you show it to us? Yes. It's right here, actually. It's going to be a little dark, a little backlit, but yeah, it's right here, actually. This is an Overland Models Brass P42 from 1998. I actually remember seeing this thing in old model railroader magazines back in the day. So, that's why I got it, because it kind of took me back to my childhood. Well, that, and I also remember seeing this paint scheme a lot back in the day. So, it's a neat little model. Now YouTube won't even let the content creators have say over if there are ads or not. That wouldn't surprise me, honestly. And and that's another reason why I really haven't gotten into it, because you have to really behave and really be careful with what you say or do, because what the people who are putting the ads up may want or see as trendy or neat one day may be out the next day. And then next thing you know, you've lost your ad revenue. So, that's another reason why I haven't bothered with it. It's just not my thing. So, to each their own, but not for me. I do it for fun, and I do it for mental therapy, and I've been having a lot of fun here recently. So, all right, Steven, I'll see you next time. So, and if I can get other people to enjoy the stuff that I do, then I've done my job. That's a bonus. But for me, I do YouTube and I do model railroading and rail fanning for mental therapy. Now, one thing I will say, I personally wish that my rail fanning videos did a little bit better, which is kind of why I stopped doing them, because they just weren't getting the views compared to the model railroad videos. Now, I'm still going to work on them and film all the time, but I probably just won't post that much. I am, however, going to be working on redoing my California videos from 2011 and 2012, and I'm going to be doing some narration and stuff with that, but that's a massive project. Like, I'm having to literally reformat all of those videos into new files so they can go into my current editing software, so that way it'll be happy with it. So, it's going to take time, but maybe by the summer I'll have it finished. but it's going to be cool, I think. And I had a lot of fun on those first two trips. But the problem is I was mainly doing photography back then, so I'm going to be mixing in those photos as well. And, we'll just see what happens. We'll see how it works out. It's kind of like the video that I wanted to produce, but didn't have the skill set or the materials or the tools needed to do that. But we'll see. Hey, Liam, how's it going? The T1 and the J1A, I actually talked about that a little while ago. I'm going to be sending the T1 off to Sid's Trains here soon to have it worked on. And then we'll go from there with the J1A. But the T1 is going to get going first. Thinking of heading to my local model train store this Saturday to purchase more freight cars to make a nice modern-day mixed freight for my BNSF Patch-9. That should be pretty cool. It's always a good day to go down to the train store, isn't it? Maybe not to your wallet, but it's always a good day to go to the train store. Well, guys, we are just coming over the 50-minute mark on this stream, and I think I need to get me some food. So I really appreciate you guys tuning in to this stream. This is the first live stream I've done in several years, but I think this was a good one. That one little incident with that troll aside, I think this was a good stream. So if you guys liked it, be sure to hit the like button, and I will see you guys in the next video and down the road. So until next time, this is ravenhawk6910 signing off.